With the group stage of VCT Champions 2023 being wrapped up a few days ago, and all teams exiting the Shrine, I thought that I should take some time to mourn the loss of the 8 teams who didn't make it to the Forum, and earn themselves 2 extra weeks of paid vacation after already securing that sweet Champions bundle bag. I sure hope that none of the players signed any contracts similar to X10 in 2021 though, so that they can stack their paper further and seep their orgs of revenue, as the orgs hope for the savior that is Team Skins to arrive in time for the next VCT season. Group A, the flashiest group of them all. In a group containing Kesnet, Something, Kang, and Fitinho, with each team constantly competing for the flashiest games and the biggest individual plays. Some succeed in getting the play of the tournament, while others fail and just ruin the round. With only the flashiest surviving, let us pay our respects to the slightly more boring teams. On August 11th, 2023, the clock struck 5 in the afternoon on the Pacific Coast, and Crew's season turned back into the pumpkin it was 3 months ago. From no chance against Paper Rex to what seemed like one against Giants, Crew will be sadly taking their pumpkin back to their residence in LA to prepare for their long-awaited vacation back home. Sadly for Crew though, the match against Giants wasn't the last L they took on the way out, as they had to suffer through the horror that is esports journalism and journalists' inability to properly research teams before asking them questions in their post-match press conferences. Asking the questions to the wrong people, talking about comps they didn't even play, and worst of all, asking about their job security. August 13th, the final day of groups. The villains of the tournament, Giants. Wait, they're villains?
I always got portrayed as the villain in the story, but life makes me a villain and I'll be the best villain I can be.
Well, I guess for such an unmemorable team, I can give them that as compensation for forgetting about them. Because in a way, they are villains. Cartoon villains. Because their time in Los Angeles lasted as long as a Teen Titans episode, and they were as successful as Team Rocket against Ash when it came to beating EDG. Having the crowd in the first half and making sure they would botch the finish. Group B, the true group of boredom. The least watched group throughout the event, with teams whose combined popularity barely matches any team in another group alone, and matches whose competitiveness and intensity are equal to that of either Fnatic match. Were there any surprises? No. Do I care about the results? Of course not. August 10th, 2023, the day the Phoenix died, unable to make it out alive. After a promising start to the game, Fun plus Phoenix were shot down at the start of the tournament by EG, with their ashes further blown away by the words of Boostio.
Chinese Valorant will never be better than NA.
Never. Absolutely not. I will make sure of it, never.
Seemingly broken by the end of that match, FPX were unable to recover for T1 and will be sadly swimming back home. With one of the lowest expectations coming in, and now even lower expectations on their way out, will we ever see another team that is able to compete from China? Or will Boostio be right all along?
就以打1G 这场而言，我觉得1G 队员所说的是事实，我们确实不被大众看好。然后他们说的那些话，我自己是有听进。
On August 12th, 2023, with everyone predicting that Foot would make it out of this group easily after making quick work of T1 in the first match, T1 had the opportunity to redeem themselves and prove the doubters wrong. With Dan slowly building confidence throughout each match, T1 will... Oh wait, we're down 10-2 at half? That's okay. We'll just have to show the world the upgraded T1 a bit earlier than planned.
Left to die. Lovely from T1. Right, they got the big car pace on the case, as is banned, but there's still damage being...
Chance of the upgrade coming through.
A bit closer, it's done! Lifeline for T1 with 2 alive.
Towards long. There won't be anything Carpe.
HP, but it's been taken up from him! A Sire player saving him! The fuse is there! That should be the pit gone, and now just fall in, he's not got it! But falling, and T1, but still a 2v2. Halfway on the spike, they need to get back to business. And now the 1v1. He's not moving! He's not moving!
Back from showers.
Sure in position just yet. He's come back around. Zeta now. Timing could be everything. It could be heartbreak in a second. And it is so close yet so far. 13 to 10. The final.
Oh, we lost the game to a Thrifty? On our own map pick? Well, I guess we should just pack our bags and wrap it up. Since their map pick won't be close. Oh. Wait. It's 12-12? We brought it to overtime? Just 2 rounds and we can... Well, that was the end of another disappointing team. Group C. What would have been a group of boredom, but instead became the group of surprise. For NA fans and NRG at least. Once again, with the situation looking peril and Valorant fans looking for someone to save them from the group of boredom, NRG made sure that everyone would be there for a fun time. But sadly, they weren't there for a long time. Oh, and yeah, also Zeta. Almost forgot. August 11th, 2023. Zeta was sadly... Wait, what? These guys were at the tournament too? Looks like somebody forgot to look at the list of teams properly. My bad. But anyways, Zeta had the unfortunate circumstance of NRG having their usual slow start to a tournament, resulting in Zeta having to face the favorites of the tournament Fnatic and the consistent powerhouse core of NRG, losing the opportunity to make an extra 10k and potentially prove that they aren't one of the worst teams at the tournament. Sadly for Zeta though, they've been on a pumpkin for 475 days. August 13th, 2023, a few hours before the match.
Listen, Billy, you guys don't have a slight chance to win this. You got lucky with the first game. The second game, you won't even get one match.
From championship expectations to an average season at best, NRG has finally flipped their season into a disappointment. After taking a surprising loss to Billy's singing judge in the opening match, NRG made sure to cleanly take care of Zeta in a 2-0 fashion, and definitely didn't squeak by on the first map thanks to a 40-minute pause, taking all the momentum away from Zeta Division. But it's okay. Zeta quickly realized who they were on map 2, and swiftly packed their bags and went home. Now for the rematch against Billy. Not even NRG was ready for how good Beyond's American was, with the way Billy's offense was outclassing NRG's defense on both maps. With Victor taking all-time kill leader and the end of form of this team, will NRG continue with this team, or will the players need to get ready to learn Chinese?
但我认为他们很快不会想要这些球员。
And for those of you who don't know what that meant, let's just say things are looking unfortunate indeed. Group D, the group of death deemed by many, the group of disappointment deemed by some, including myself. These teams all had close matches throughout the group stage, with each of them trying to prove to everyone that they aren't frauds, surprising many with the results, and even more with the gameplay. On August 10th, at approximately 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Team Liquid was the first team who swiftly lost in Los Angeles. Somehow one of the least scrutinized teams going into the group, many had set expectations for them to be guaranteed to qualify, with NAVI, DRX, and Loud having some sort of struggle in or out of game. Starting with the opening match with an old opponent found anew, Team Liquid looked to make things swift against NAVI, with NAVI looking like a headless chicken at times and Angels seeming to run it down a lot. Everyone thought that this would be a simple lock for a Team Liquid win. Wait, why is our star duelist on Breach? Well, it's fine. We're up 8-7 on Navi's map pick going into the first gun round of the second half after winning the pistol and anti-eco until Redgar missed his lineups on Sova. From there, Navi hit match point, and then Team Liquid disappointed with a fake comeback. But it's okay. Map 2, Bind, Liquid's pick. Game score, 11-8 for Navi. Liquid on defense? Wait. Liquid, if you think you are good, prove it now. Now, did they come back? Of course not. It's Liquid. They lost in overtime, 17-15. But it's okay. there's a shaky team that was also a favorite, waiting for them in the lower bracket. Wait, what? They lost to them already? Well, that was a disappointment of a year from this team. Hopefully we don't just sit on our contracts with the same players on our active roster next year and improve a certain position. For the love of all that's fucking holy. August 12th, 2023. As I continue betting my life savings on NAVI maps going over 23.5 rounds, I hear Tarek screaming.
I thought he was going to find a window.
Oh no, Angel!
Trade back and forth.
Oh
4v3s.
no! Oh no!
Trying to swing
Angel!
Where they fully push through, but Navi's timing
Angel
is great. Angel in the swing gets the duelist.
Angel! Angel again? You're lying. You're lying. It wasn't Angel. So help me God, it was Angel again. So help me God.
Out towards heaven without Viper Wall up. There's really no information of what's coming in.
Angel!
Angel's gonna get on the other side. That's exactly what happens.
Angel!
To swing.
Oh no, Angel! What the fuck doing, bro? Angel? But Angel!
Plant. RB's found a response.
Angel!
Huge.
Because if either team is at 12 and we ain't at round 24, the map will continue. If Navi starts out the half on a high, they will end it on a low. But some of the highest highlights at the tournament and some of the even lower lowlights as well. It makes you really wonder if the biggest surprise from Navi was how close they were to making playoffs based on their form coming in, or how they didn't make playoffs based off the leads and scores they had. Because out of the members of the group of disappointment, who are we really disappointed in the most? But hey, it's okay for Navi. As mentioned before, Navi will be enjoying their wonderful offseason, like all the other teams mentioned, especially as an EMEA team, since there basically isn't any competition announced for them in the next 5 months, where the boys at Navi won't have to look towards their job security anytime soon.